Monday evening, a family ordered to put their hands up, forced out of their home. A boy as young as 8 handcuffed. The family, the victims of a bad police raid. Tonight, they're trying to get videotaped evidence, and so are we, but Chicago police refusing to turn it over. 2 investigator Dave Savini now has more, and you also have, Dave, the mayor's attention.
We sure do. Brad, as families fight for the release of body camera footage, Mayor Lori Lightfoot is ordering the Chicago Police Department to work with the city's chief risk officer to fully investigate how the police obtain and execute search warrants. The mayor says these wrong raids have to stop as more victims come forward.
Get down! Get down! Go out! Own doors! Get down!
Imagine having somebody burst into your house with guns drawn.
And imagine not being able to get the city to turn over the body camera video that proves it.
Do you feel you have a right to see that video?
Yes, I do. Those are my legal rights.
Dominique Wilson wants the police to turn over video showing what officers did to her and her children when they raided the family's home in March.
What were they saying?
Come out with your hands up.
Right now, the family can only show us.
They made me stand up straight, and my hands was behind my back, and they had them tight.
Police are accused of using force on the children and making the family stand in the cold rain for hours.
I was worried about my sister most because she only 6 years old.
They believe police body camera video will reveal police misconduct.
When it comes to your 8-year-old son, what do you believe that body camera footage will show?
It's going to show them placing my 8-year-old son in handcuffs. How scared he was. Traumatized.
My legs are shaking.
I have every right to see those videos.
But the city refused to turn over their body camera video, not to her and not to us. Both our Freedom of Information requests were denied.
Do you think they're hiding something?
Yes. They hiding that they put rifles to me and my children's heads.
Get down! Get down! Go out!
During a year-long investigation of bad Chicago police raids, the CBS 2 investigators have uncovered this among 23 cases of children who've had police point guns at them or their families.
Where do they point the gun?
It was like around.
They had their finger on her trigger.
What does a 14-year-old think at that moment?
That's your last breath.
And body camera video isn't the only thing CPD has refused. During our investigation, they have also refused to give us access to public records related to bad search warrants that lead to these raids.
Are you tracking them? Do you know how many times they get it wrong?
Yeah, we look at it.
Do you have actual numbers?
I don't have it off the top of my head, but we do have that.
Actually, Superintendent Eddie Johnson and his staff don't have that information. After nearly a year of repeatedly asking for numbers, Chicago police have admitted to CBS 2 they don't even keep track of all the times police raid the wrong homes.
Do you know how many times they get it wrong?
The superintendent has refused more than a dozen requests for a one-on-one interview to discuss what we've uncovered in these cases. His chief communications officer, Anthony Guglielmi, said the superintendent does not have the time, and CBS 2's ratings are not high enough for him to do an interview on this topic. All the while, more families are being traumatized.
I kept asking what were they here for. I kept asking for the warrant. And they pretty much ignored me.
This is Tony Tate. In August, she and her 2 adult children and baby girl were met with handguns and at least one high-powered rifle.
I had it covered for like this.
They say police pointed weapons at all of them. One officer with a shotgun zeroed in on 18-year-old Christopher.
He was the one with the shotgun. He came and cuffed me. He had the shotgun on my back before anybody else came in.
You were worried about him?
Yes.
She was also afraid for her oldest daughter, Sierra, who was holding her baby sister.
I kept saying, I have a baby. And it was like he wasn't listening. So when the man came around the corner, he pointed his gun at me while she was in my arm. And I was just holding her, just crying, just praying that he didn't shoot me because he didn't see what was in my arm.
Police had bad information from an informant. And as in other cases we've exposed, police failed to independently verify the informant's tip.
Have you guys ever seen this man?
No. When they came in, they said that they was looking for somebody by the name of Draco.
The CBS 2 investigators found their suspect. Records show he's never lived at the Tate's address and has an address in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
What do you want to say to the police department?
Just get your information correct before you just come in on innocent families. Innocent working families.
Mayor Lori Lightfoot says this has got to stop.
It has to stop because who's to say next time a kid doesn't get hurt bad.
Someone's going to have to be held accountable for it.
And that's why the body camera video is so important. CPD confirms they have 16 hours of video from the Wilson raid. They claim it's unduly burdensome, too much work to review and release. But CPD had no problem spending the time to review and release 70 hours of video in the Jussie Smollett case. Chicago police released the 70 hours of video when they were upset the actor was not prosecuted for filing a false police report. The Wilson family believes the case of a traumatized, handcuffed child should be just as upsetting, if not more so.
What does it say to you when they claim it's unduly burdensome to turn over that footage?
They're stating that it's too difficult.
So when they want to release it, they release it?
Yes, they do.
What does that do to the public when they won't turn over the body camera footage?
They have no integrity.
Dominique Wilson sued the city, and a judge is now ordering the Chicago Police Department to turn over the body camera video. Chicago's Inspector General has launched a separate audit into the police search warrant practices. Tony Tate and her family are also planning a lawsuit. No one came back to fix their damaged doors on their apartment either. Still no sit down with the superintendent, Brad.
Yeah, more to come once we see that video. But just to clarify here, and I've seen you and followed you follow this for a year, doggedly trying to get data on it. They said numerous times they have data on how many wrong raids they do. They said it on camera, and now they say they don't have it?
You heard him. He said, we have it. I just don't have it off the top of my head. Now they're saying they don't keep track.
Huh. Maybe that's why they don't want to talk with us. Good work, Dave. Thank you. Dave's spoken to more than a dozen families whose homes were wrongly raided by Chicago police. You can read their stories and the response from the police department on our website, cbschicago.com/unwarranted.